Hi everyone, I'm Tim and you're watching The Man Who Planted Potatoes. And this week there's something a little different about me. Whatever could it be, I wonder? Yes, that's right, I am wearing my Sherwood t-shirt that I bought in Cherbourg on Cotentin in France and haven't worn for ages. And I'm a slaphead now! In answer to your question, I did it because I was fed up of having long hair and I couldn't get out to a barber's. And let's be honest, are you really on lockdown unless you shave your hair or get a tattoo or grow a beard or wear an eye patch or write a diary in your own blood on your bedroom walls? But enough about that, let's move on because we've got loads to cover today. Spuds update! The potatoes are growing beautifully. The shallots have started yellowing on the stems. Now this might seem like a bad thing, but actually this is a kind of indicator, if you've been watching earlier videos, that they might be ready to harvest, so we'll just see what happens. But the big news this week is that we have planted beans and tomatoes and leeks. I'll tell you a little bit more about each of those in later videos and tell you what I'm hoping is going to happen with them. But we're going to move on for now. I'll leave you with this thought. This is really exciting because this is kind of the first time I've ever grown vegetables from seeds. Okay, thank you section. This week, thank you to Matt. So Matt was one of the mystery subscribers from last week, and since then Matt's also commented on last week's video, so thank you very much for that as well, and for following me on Instagram. But particularly Matt, thank you so much for linking me on Facebook to this video about 12 clever plant hacks, which seems aimed at indoor gardening mainly. My favourite of those 12 ideas was the rope watering, this idea that you link your plants via rope to a big sort of jug of water and they will self-water. That's so cool. A big thank you as well to Nelly for your message on Facebook. I think this is an idea for a video further down the line. But thank you so much. It's a really, really good one and I will be sure to do it. But a very special thank you this week to my friend Tom, who liked my page on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. Tom's a friend of mine and he was raising money for the Kempsey Primary School Food Bank the other day by delivering 40 veggie burgers to people's doors. He was absolutely keeping to social distancing and safety guidelines, and I thought I'd give some money, and he delivered me one. And on the packet he wrote me a message. Keep up the good work with the videos. I am genuinely hooked. Hope the potatoes come out okay, Todd. That's a bit confusing because we used to call Tom Todd when we were at school. You know how when you're at school you just do things and it kind of doesn't really make sense? Tom is also a YouTuber. He runs a channel called PE with Mr Dalton. As you might expect from the name, it's a series of home workouts, perhaps aimed at children and young people more than adults, but it's a great resource, particularly if you're a parent looking after children at the moment, looking to keep them busy, do something constructive, find something to kind of supplement the online classes they may be doing with their teachers. It started out as kind of purely fitness classes, but quickly it's kind of diversified. One of the things Tom does really well is that he does fitness classes which incorporate a little bit of maths or a little bit of English or a little bit of sort of skills into those PE classes, which sort of like does this kind of joined up learning. So yeah, check out PE with Mr Dalton, because if you haven't guessed already, Tom is a really cool guy. Okay everyone, it's time for this week's Windowsill Wonders. Nope. Seriously, has anyone got any good names? Because these are getting worse by the week. You can grow nearly every kind of pepper in existence on your windowsill. Bell peppers, chili peppers, Romano peppers. You can even grow the legendary Indian ghost pepper, the crossbred pepper designed solely to blow your brains out. The first pepper ever to register over 1 million Scovilles, from which all the peppers like the Carolina Reaper, which are kind of less fruits and more weapons of mass destruction, are descending. And you can grow it on your windowsill. Now, there are a number of basic steps you have to follow if you're growing any of these kinds of peppers, but there are variations between species and types of pepper. A particular variant is what you need to look out for as the peppers mature. For instance, if you're growing jalapenos, the peppers will be green when they first grow and they will change to red, and the red peppers are generally a little bit hotter and a little bit sweeter than the green ones. But that's not how it is for all of them. When you're growing bell peppers, the peppers emerge and they're green, then they turn yellow, then they turn red. Research your particular pepper variant. But let's have a look at the basic steps if you're growing them from a seed. Generally, you sow them into about 8cm pots, and another general good idea is to put a transparent plastic bag over the seed pod to insulate it. And when the seedlings appear, you take the plastic bags off and you move them onto the windowsill, and when they're 2 centimeters tall, you pop them into slightly bigger pots, and you keep putting them into bigger sized pots or containers, it doesn't have to be pots, until they're in a kind of 5-litre container. The other thing about peppers is they grow in quite hot, quite humid, but quite wet conditions. Peppers originally come from South America and may even have grown in rainforests, so they require a lot of water. Some people suggest you need to water them twice a day rather than once. And in about 3 months, you should end up with some fruit. While I haven't seen anything official on things like the RHS website or the BBC website, I've heard stories from bloggers and people who write about this sort of thing about having pepper plants that go on year after year and keep producing fruit. But let's be honest, and I say this as someone who is currently doing this with tomatoes and leeks, germinating seeds is a bit of a faff. So in true shortcut gardening style, you can buy some pepper and chili plants in garden centres. I've seen them myself. They don't look very expensive at all. I would say you can probably get them for a £5, certainly no more than a £10. What the range available to you might be, I'm not sure. You might just have to live with whatever they've got on sale. And I think there is great potential in growing peppers. For a start, they're one of the vegetables that freezes really, really well. And if you grow hot peppers, you can dry them and grind them up and make chili powder, make your own chili powder. Or if you grow a lot of them, you can tie them together and make these big chili ristras that sit in your kitchen and look beautiful. And come on, peppers of all varieties, perhaps except for the ones genetically engineered to turn your mouth into a small furnace, are just, they're delicious. Has anyone else grown peppers of any kind or any variety of hotness or sweetness in their homes? Please do get in touch, let me know, and particularly do let me know if it's a renewable thing and they come back year after year. One more thing before I go. Maybe you're sat there wishing that I would stop blabbing on about all the work I've done and actually show you some videos of it. Well, tough. But if you'd like to watch some follow-up videos after these with someone who actually does do that, check The Laughing Gardener. It's a YouTube channel run by Darren Rudge. Some of you may have heard of him before. He's a BBC gardening expert. He's been broadcasting for about 15 years, and apparently he's also been lecturing for about 30 years. Funnily enough, he started his YouTube channel around the same time I did, and he's running what's called the Lockdown Allotment Challenge. It's a bit more traditional than this kind of thing. The whole premise of the Allotment Challenge is that they take a kind of disused piece of turf, which is very similar to a kind of poorly cared for garden lawn, and they turn it into raised beds. It is a very, very, very cool idea, and his gardening expertise puts me to shame, as you would expect. He has the space and resources to take you through it himself and provide really, really clear, hands-on instructions. I have learned so much watching The Laughing Gardener, and I'm sure if you have a watch, you will too. Check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have questions or answers or ideas about anything you've seen in this video or any of the previous videos, please, please, please do get in touch. Don't hesitate. Please like and follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter and Facebook, I am @manplanted, and on Instagram, I am the man who planted potatoes. Call out this week. I've seen loads of my friends growing things at home. If you happen to be growing anything at home, doesn't matter how small it is, doesn't matter how insignificant you think it is, please, 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 please send it in to me. I would absolutely love to see what everyone else is up to. Please like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, guys. Your support really makes a difference, and I'll see you all next week.